Hey everybody, Joel here. So I wanted to talk about something that's come up a little bit in classes here, and something that I find is a trigger for me, and so I've been kind of looking inside myself to figure out why that's a trigger and how to move forward with that. And I was planning on kind of talking about this in the classes, but then I started thinking that this may benefit more people than just the people in the classes, so I wanted to make this short little video. Um, and the subject is I've had people come to me sometimes telling me that they're bored playing a certain part. And like I said, I found that that really triggers me, and so I was kind of looking in and wondering why that triggers me. And I think, um, there's a lot of levels to it, right? But I think one level as an Mbira player, um, and having played Mbira in Zimbabwe, where things can be different than here, in the sense that in Zimbabwe when you're playing Mbira, it's really not about knowing lots of songs or knowing lots of variations or that. It's about being able to play fast, play solidly and consistently, um, and not stop. That's what it's for. Is the job of an Mbira player is to play the Mbira uh, solidly, so that people in whatever function you're in, whether it's in a spiritual ceremony, whether it's at a bar, you're there to play music for people to do whatever they're there to do. And it's not about you. It's not about how fancy you can be. And, on top of that, a big influence obviously is my teacher, Mate Mai. Um, I remember one thing I really came away from playing with him is he once told me when I was being all flashy in my playing, is he said, and he said it in Shona, but he said that that you don't want to confuse the singers when you're playing. And what he was talking about was how you need to keep the melody, the core melody of the song there. It needs to be there solidly, and not all diluted with the funkiness that you decide to impart in the music. Um, so how does that relate to being bored? So what that did for me is it made me learn to play parts for long periods of time that I thought I knew inside and out, and that I thought I was bored with. Uh, and it got me through to the other side of learning that one of the big things that we as musicians can do when we're playing a part that we think we're bored with, uh, start listening. Once you know a part well enough that you're deciding that you're bored with it, stop thinking about your part. Continue to play your part, but listen to how your part is relating to the other part. If you're playing the chords on Skokiana, listen to how it relates to the baritone. Listen to the response of that. Listen to the bass part. Where does your part lock in with every other part? Uh, what if you accent different aspects of the part while you're playing with everyone else? What if you mentally decide to have a different starting point of your boring chord section in relation to everyone else? For example, Skokiana, dot 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 dot. We all kind of think of dot 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 dot. What if everybody's playing that, but in your mind you decide to go da 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 ga da 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 ba da 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 da. So you're switching the starting point in your head. So you make that switch, then you start listening to how that relates to the baritone, how it relates to the bass, how it relates to the tenor, how it relates to the lead, how it relates to what you used to be playing before. You haven't even changed anything, and you've exponentially increased the the level of interest, I guess, in what you can be doing to relate yourself more deeply to the music. Um, so I was thinking about it, and how to like kind of take it less personally or less judgy. And I would like to offer that maybe instead of using the words "I'm bored" when referring to a part, a person can think of it as I haven't yet been able to think of another way to think of my part. Is that, you know what I'm saying? So instead of being bored, you can put your mind to work now and start getting creative of what are other ways that I can relate to this part that I'm playing. Some examples would be how fast can you play your part smoothly? How quietly can you play your part? How much love can you put into every note? Where is the nuance in each part? We've already talked about shifting your mental rhythmic emphasis on where you're hearing the beginning or ending of your part. This music is cyclical, right? I'm just, I mean, these are just a few examples. That's enough to keep me busy when I'm playing a part, definitely for longer than any amount of time that I'm actually playing during that song. So there's a few ideas on what to do when you think you're bored of your part. Thanks. Have a great day.